Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to this media conference with Carl Walker-Peters. Just a reminder that this is embargoed until 6 a.m. tomorrow, Thursday, and then we'll also have a very short section at the end, which is embargoed until 10:30 p.m. tomorrow. So Rob Dorset, Sky, do you want to get us underway?
Good to see you.
You too.
How are you?
Over the moon.
That's the first question. I mean, look, how does this feel, Kyle?
Yeah, very, very exciting for me. You know, a bit overwhelming when you first get the call up, but yeah, most of all, really excited to have a good week.
How did the call come about? Was it Monday?
It was actually Saturday. So the day before my game, I was in the shower actually, and then the managers come in and he gave us the week off for international break. He asked me where I was going and said, "No, you're not. You're going away with England." And yeah, I was surprised because the team had already been released, of course. But yeah, really excited to get that news.
Look, you know St George's Park really well because obviously you've been here with the junior teams, but you're now in that exclusive area that's reserved for the men's senior team. I wonder how familiar and how different this all feels at St George's Park.
You take it just as serious when you're representing England for the youth teams. So in that respect, it's the same. But with some of the players that are in this squad, it makes it really special.
You've been playing left back all season, but I wonder whether you see yourself as a right back. Talk us through it. How easy is it to switch? Do you feel just as comfortable in either position? Yes,
I feel just as comfortable. Throughout the England ranks, I actually played left back quite a lot. So I think it was a bit of a surprise to a lot of people when I started playing left back this season, and I looked quite comfortable, I'd like to think. But yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. So yeah, I feel comfortable on both sides. I think, on the left, you have the opportunity to cut in a lot more and shoot, which is nice for a right-footed player. But, my dominant foot is my right foot, so I love playing on the right as well. But yeah, ultimately, I'm just happy to be playing.
You'll have seen how that versatility has helped Kieran Trippier in his England career, and even before that, Ashley Young and Phil Neville played both positions. Is that versatility something that can help you get into a World Cup squad?
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's something that the manager at Southampton brought up to me, at the beginning of the season. He said, if you want to play for England, it's important that you can show them you can play on the left as well, because, he actually brought up Trippier's name. He said, look at Trippier. At the Euros, he played left back some of the time. So, yeah, I think it's definitely a quality that Gareth definitely, appreciates. But yeah, there's still a long way to go until that squad's announced, and I've just got to keep performing as best I can.
The manager did say, though, Gareth Southgate, that he wouldn't have called anybody up to this squad if he didn't think they were capable of challenging for the World Cup squad. That must be music to your ears, mustn't it? No,
definitely. It's something that's always in my sights. Playing for England. Here I am now. I've done well enough to receive this call up. But yeah, those words are obviously lovely to hear. But I need to stay focused, stay level-headed, and hopefully perform as best I can.
First things first, you'd probably like to make your England debut. And I wonder, when you look at it, there are problems at right back. He's got some injury issues, as you're well aware, and there's only 3 fullbacks in this squad. So does that give you the belief and the hope? Has the manager said to you at all whether you might get some game time?
No, we haven't spoken about that. You sort of you get a feel from training. I've been training as a right back, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm just gonna do everything I can to prepare myself to hopefully get that opportunity.
What would it mean to you to make a debut? I mean, look, it's always a standard list of questions we have to ask the new guys that come in. How does it feel to be here? And then what would it mean to you to actually make your senior England debut?
Yeah, it'd mean everything. It's something you work to as a kid. First starting out in those youth England setups, and eventually getting to the senior team. what dreams are made of. So yeah, it would mean everything to me. You know, all the hard work I've put in over the years, being rewarded with that opportunity.
And obviously, you've already won a World Cup with England. I just wonder how that experience has helped you, kind of just for here and now, and potentially with other tournaments that you might want to play in the future, whether that's Qatar or wherever. You've kind of been there and done it and seen it. Yeah,
exactly. Like I said, you know, playing for the youth teams for me is just as important. You know, representing England, and yeah, you know, I went with the under-20 squad, which won the World Cup. Played left back in that tournament. So yeah, I feel like I'm well prepared in that respect, and yeah, just hope one day I can do it for the senior squad.
Last one from me. You obviously got James Ward-Prowse and Harry Kane that you know very well already here, and Harry Kane's already paid huge tribute to you a few minutes ago when he said how well you've settled in and how pleased he is for you, having seen you at Spurs. What influence have they had on you since you've settled into the camp?
Yeah, they've made it really easy for me. You know, spoke to Harry straight away. You know, he just says the usual things. You know, he's seen me come into the Tottenham first team, so you know he knows I'm well drilled. He's given me a lot of advice, you know, through that journey. So yeah, you know, he's just made it known to me that anything I need, you know, to go to him, and you know, he'll help me. And similar with Prowsey, the first day, you know, he walked me down to training, you know, which is nice, you know, just to have someone, you know, that you know and that you're familiar with speak to you. So yeah, it's been made easy by those two.
Good man. Good luck.
Thank you.
You and I saw, yeah, Alex.
How much easier was it to join up with there being a few other players for the first time, and also players in here that haven't got many caps themselves?
No, I think that definitely does make it a bit easier, you know, because you know you're sharing that sort of newbie experience with a few other players. So yeah, it did help a bit, but ultimately, you know, there's a good group here, and they make you feel welcome straight away.
And there's a couple of players here from Southampton, 3 from Crystal Palace. As a player that doesn't play for one of the traditional Big Six, it give you hope that you don't have to move or go to those clubs, that you can achieve at international level.
Yeah, I think I always sort of had that hope anyway. You know, I didn't think there was any bias. I think, you know, if you're performing the best in your position, you know, you're always going to get the opportunity to be called up. So yeah, definitely didn't think there was any bias. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
And playing obviously very well to get into the England squad. In terms of your career, is this the most consistent you feel you've been?
Definitely. I'd say for the last 2.5 years, I've had a real run of a lot of games in the Premier League, which is important, you know. I think, yeah, so I left Tottenham at 22 to go to Southampton, and that was for regular game time. And, you know, I got that, and, you know, I feel like I've constantly improved, made mistakes, but learned from them. So yeah, I think, yeah, it's benefited me really well.
And speaking to the manager at the beginning of the season about getting into the England squad, so when you moved, was your goal to always get into the seniors? Are you always good at setting goals?
Yeah, you know, it's always something that's been in my sights. You know, it's something I've wanted to do as a kid. So yeah, at the beginning of the season, when the manager asked me about potentially playing left back, you know, I said to him, definitely, you know, I've done it since a kid. I enjoy it. So, you know, why not? And I know it's going to give me more of an opportunity to get into the England squad.
With all those players, I suppose, in the fullback areas, was your goal was always to get back here? Was that what the move was about?
I wouldn't say that's what the move was about. I'd say ultimately the most important thing for me was playing games, and then, you know, getting regular minutes where, you know, you can make mistakes but improve on them and learn from them. You know, that's the only way you can get better. So that was the main thing. I then established myself in that Southampton team, And once I'd done that, that's when I started to, look towards getting into the England squad.
Thanks, Alex. Remaining with the 6 a.m. embargo, we'll take one on Zoom from Dan Kilpatrick from the Evening Standard.
Hey Kyle, you touched on it a bit there, but I just wondered how you kind of reflect on your time at Tottenham now, because it felt very stop-start at times. It felt like you came in, had a really good performance, and then just kind of disappeared for 4 or 5 months sometimes, and it was quite strange watching you kind of progress there. I mean, how do you look back on that time now?
It's definitely something I've really learned from. At the time, I was competing with 2 really top players, one being Kieran Trippier and the other Serge Aurier. So, I always knew it was going to be tough, but what I tried to do was, with every opportunity, be the best I could. And like you said, I had some really good performances and then didn't play again, which, I didn't let dishearten me too much. I sort of looked at it more as the process. I trusted in my manager, who was Pochettino at the time. And, I think like I said previously, I've learned a lot from it in respect of, when you're in a side, when you've established yourself, not to take it for granted. So yeah, I'd say rather than looking at it negatively, I look at it positively and take everything I've learned from that experience.
And I think it's fair to say, most people would say, looking at the Spurs side now, and certainly of the last couple of years, that you would comfortably be getting in that side, the way you've been playing this season. So do you almost look at it as, you've made a point, you've proven yourself, you've gone to Saints and proven a point in a way?
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to Southampton because, I know they believed in me. I wanted to play regular football, and I think maybe I've proven a few people wrong, which is always nice. But I'm still focused on performing really well for Southampton and to keep improving.
And just finally, Ralph compared you to Philip Lahm recently because of your versatility and your intelligence. He said, I mean, how was it to hear something like that? And do you think you can be England's Philip Lahm?
Yes, it's always nice to be compared to top footballers. I think that versatility is something I've had from when I was young. I've played a bit in midfield, played left back, played right back. Really nice to hear those words, and hopefully, I can be England's Philip Lahm. But a long way to go until then. I just hope I do well this week, and we'll see what happens.
Thanks, Carl.
Thanks, Dan. Okay, we'll now move on to the section embargoed until 10:30 tomorrow.